Hey, this is Paul from Hot and Humid Hydroponics. It is October 17th, and we're doing a little bit of a dusk video, seeing what's going on. Kind of just a recap on some recent videos. The new water distribution is doing very well. As you can tell, I've got a T running off of the original, coming back over. I mean, everything is working flawlessly. I've got two 1/8 inch holes in the buckets. They're all pretty accurate. I probably should have, if I had to redo it, I would do one thing. You see how there's a general central line on all the piping, just the verb, all the words. I'd have drilled into that as a way to keep it all straight, but it's all fairly straight. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. The plants are recovering, guys. These were in really rough shape because they're in my house the whole time under grow lights that were probably very insufficient because of Hurricane Irma. As you can see, the original growth was getting very, just getting beat up, and it's just disintegrating. It had a lot to do with the fact of just the nutrients were getting up, proper lighting, everything. New growth looks actually very good. So as far as anything I'm doing this season, I really wanted to give organic hydroponics a shot this season. I just ran out of time. At the end of the day, there's with Hurricane Irma coming through, that really shut down a lot, and even further so, it shut down my general desire to set up anything when it comes to other types of crops like cucumbers and so forth. And hopefully I'll get my lettuce towers up here soon. I'm being pulled from both ends in that. I'm working on a hydroponic project over at the Sustainable Living Project, and that's something I've been working on quite frequently. I got some good guys over there right now that are helping me out. And if you guys are local to the Tampa area and you really want to put in something pretty cool, I'm putting in over 30 plus towers, and we end up cutting 30-gallon half barrels just like this. 30-gallon barrels, zipped them down in half and used those as the bottoms. So we're going to put a lot of root crops in, a lot of herbs. We're going to be doing a lot there. So if you're part of Hot and Humid and you see this video and you're in the Tampa Bay area and you want to donate to an awesome project, go check out the Sustainable Living Project on Facebook. That's also known as Sustainable Living Project. It's directly across the street from Lowry Park Zoo, and that is where I'm going to be putting quite a bit of time over the next couple of weeks. Tomatoes are fine. They're up and running. I've got them fed. They're getting bigger. They're great. So I'm going to be working with, pest and fungus has always been my enemy. And in the past, I've used a lot of synthetics. Now, again, I have a different definition on synthetics than some people. In my case, some would say that potassium silicate would be a synthetic, and they wouldn't be wrong and they wouldn't be right at the same time. So, potassium silicate is created by a chemical company, but ultimately is just very elemental in the way it's put together. It's nothing really impressive. I've been using it as a drench or in recirculation for a long time now. I'm going to start using it as a foliar, okay? One of the reasons why is it actually creates a coating on the leaves and kind of puts like a glass glaze on it. It doesn't work like DE where it cuts the bugs. It actually just makes it really hard for them to get to it and makes it, not desirable. And it raises the pH on the leaves, and it can't hurt to get a little bit of foliar potassium in, especially when it comes to tomatoes. They're a little bit lanky. They're filling out. So as far as the tomatoes goes, also I went very boring this season. This is all beefsteak, okay? So, I went for a unit crop this season. I just want to see exactly how much can I put out on this row. Now, for what else I'm doing here, I have got an IBC tote. I am going to try to connect it from here to here. However, I'm realizing that there is one major issue as far as for an overflow tank. I think I'm going to have to do a pump to top off at night. Now here's why. I don't run my pump at night, okay? And if I thought about a gravity-fed Carrick valve, and that had been great, except it would have constantly fed it, even when the pump pumps out on the top here, fills up those reservoirs, and while it's draining, meaning I would actually overfill the reservoir very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a timer on it, put a small inexpensive pump in here, pump it out to the bottom, and what that should allow me to do is put a Carrick valve on there, so at night it will fill when the pumps are off, so it'll get a more accurate representation of exactly how much it needs to fill on a daily basis. So I'll do that either with this, or I'll do that with a spare 55-gallon barrel I've got over here. Probably the 55-gallon barrel, because the IBC is going to be used for everything else, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, guys, it looks great. You know, everything looks good. I'm going to try to put some plastic up to keep the rain off and keep that. It's been unseasonably hot. The bugs are out a whole lot more than they should be. If you guys have any suggestions, please don't hesitate. You know, I wonder how big these tomatoes are going to get this season. I'm going to go back to my records and see how tall they were as of October 18th last year to give me an idea if I'm behind or if I'm ahead of things. So if you have any more questions, don't hesitate. My name is Paul. It was great talking and seeing you guys.